I appreciate you all coming to the sneak peek screening of Who Do You Say That I Am? And this is a documentary on the Shroud of Turin, exploring both science and faith. We're going to blend both of those in this documentary, which is something that isn't often done. When you watch a History Channel documentary on the Shroud, you don't necessarily see that. So this is exactly that. And before I jump into that, I want to talk to you a little bit about Patchwork Heart Ministry. That's the organization that I founded in 2018. It is a nonprofit, and what we seek to do is sow hope into broken hearts. We do that mainly through media. We have podcasting, and we also do different like online inspirational videos. We have some different TV shows and all that on YouTube. So it's mainly a media ministry, but we do author devotionals, booklets, Stations of the Cross, stuff like that. And we do encourage everybody to check out our table later with some of that. If you're at home, you can visit our website, patchworkheart.org, is right there on the screen. So again, our mission is to simply sow hope into broken hearts, but we want to create a deep and profound relationship with Jesus Christ. That is our goal, to really give people stuff that they can grasp onto, stories, prayer experiences, and passionately witnessing to the Catholic faith. You know, one of the things that we often talk about in ministry is that we can debate a lot of doctrine and a lot of things, but the one thing that people cannot debate is your personal witness. So when you say Jesus did this for me, it's real hard to say, oh, no, he didn't, right? So that's what we like to use. We like to use those stories. We like to use those powerful witnesses, and that it may not even be our witness, our own personal witness, but other people's witnesses, saints, great stories going back into the past of the faith, much like the Shroud of Turin. We take our tagline, sowing hope into broken hearts, seriously, but we do take it from one of the saints in the Catholic Church. His name is Saint Augustine of Hippo, and he once said, you have made us for yourself, O Lord, and our hearts are restless until they rest in you. And really, you know, I can do nothing, right? I am just a simple dude, but all I can do is point people to the divine physician. Jesus is the one that heals the hearts. Jesus is the one that, you know, gives us new life. All I try to do, and this ministry tries to do, is be a divine physician assistant. Just point people to the one who can do it. And Jesus can and has done it in my life and done it in others that we've encountered in our ministry. Again, our websites are patchworkheart.org and also patchworkheartradio.org. So you can access our podcasts and also some of our blogs and all the other good stuff on our website. Again, that's how we minister films and internet TV programs, podcasts, radio shows, books and devotionals. We have a few different television shows that come through our Patchwork Heart Ministry. If you go to our YouTube channel and subscribe, you're going to see a great weekly television show called Journeys in Faith. And Ann DeSantis, who is also my co-host for the Sowing Hope podcast, which is also video. She interviews one-on-one people from all over the country and has amazing interviews. It's broadcast both on Patchwork Heart Ministry and our collaborator Fiat Ministry Network. So you can check that out. She has amazing guests. In addition to that, this is our very first film that we're collaborating with Fiat Ministry Network. We're super excited. We have plans to do more films if this one goes well. So we're super excited to bring Who Do You Say I Am to the screen here for the very first time. But in addition to that, we also do podcasts and radio. As I mentioned, the Sowing Hope podcast, it's a weekly program, almost weekly. And what we do is we have different conversations with interviews with various artists, various authors, stuff like that. And in addition to that, we also will do series. So like we just finished a series on the synod in the church. the big synod that Pope Francis is doing. We just did a whole 10-part series on that. We did a 3-part series on the book that Ann and I co-authored for college students. So we do deep dives on a lot of different topics, and then we have different guests on as well. And then I also host or co-host a men's radio program in North Carolina. With technology these days, you can get it anywhere. It is called The Remnant. It's available on WCGC over the airwaves down there, but it's available through the Carolina Catholic Media Network as well. So that's a weekly radio show, and we talk about men's topics. And the neat thing about that show is that we have 3 different generations. So we have a gentleman who is a little bit younger than I am, like he's in his mid-20s, and then I'm in my mid-30s, and we have a guy in his mid-50s. So we kind of stagger the generations, and we really have some interesting conversations with that. And the men really do respond. We have listeners from Hawaii that tune into that program. I don't know what time they're listening to it, but at least they tune in. So then lastly, we have, I mentioned our book that we wrote for college students called Hearts Burning Within Us, but we also have 2 devotionals that are both ecclesiastically approved in the Archdiocese of Milwaukee. And Archbishop Listecki gave his approval for that. So they're theologically sound according to the Catholic Church's teachings. And they are one for Advent called a Contemplative Las Posadas. And then we have a Stations of the Cross called a Contemplative Stations of the Cross. So you can check those out. They're available on ebook. They're available back there as well, but know that you can get them online on Amazon and all that good stuff as well. So that's just a little bit about us. I do want to jump into the Who Do You Say I Am documentary a little bit and just tell you about how it came to be. So this is one of the quotes from one of my co-hosts. I asked him to watch the rough cut and tell me what he thought of it. This is what he said: powerful, especially the way that brings to light the instant gratification mindset and how in our faith we have to push past that and discern the question, who do you say I am? This documentary comes out of left field a little bit when it begins, because we try to set it up with the culture that we live in today. We're talking about a relic from the time of Christ and setting it, wait a minute, if this is really true, what does it mean for us today? And so that's how you're going to see the opening of the film, touch on that, and then really jump into the science. How did it come to be? My good friend Kent Kowalski at Fiat Ministry Network and I were one day hanging out on video chat, and he said, I have a gentleman by the name of Brian Walsh. He has an intense interest in the Shroud. He is the executive director of the Shroud Center in Richmond, Virginia. And he really wants to archive his work. So we've been getting on Zoom and just recording him talking about the Shroud. And I said, Kent, we have all this expensive video equipment. We have all this amazing stuff. Why don't we just do a documentary? So we approached Brian with the idea over Zoom, and he goes, sure. So then we got talking, and we were like, well, we really need to have a couple voices in this. And Richard Bernacchi, who is an amazing Shroud expert who travels the United States doing presentations on the Shroud, on Eucharistic miracles, on all different types of things. He is with us tonight on Zoom. He's getting up. He'll have an opportunity to talk after the film. He's in the film. So the two of them, Brian and Richard, both compile their knowledge. I interviewed Richard here in my home parish in Archdiocese of Milwaukee, up in St. Francis of Assisi, and we actually mailed Brian the video camera and said, we'll help you set it up, and here you go. So what you're going to see is a rough cut. This is not the final film. There's still plenty of graphics we have to add. There's some shadows and videos you're going to see tonight. But the storyline is complete. The storyline has been finished. We're going to maybe have a few minor semantic tweaks here and there, but it's mainly done. So that's what you're going to see this evening. I briefly want to talk about how you can bring this to your parish before I get started with showing the film. We are encouraging parishes and organizations to bring the film to their audience. So if you're a member of a parish, you're a member of a church, we're encouraging you to show it in a large group setting. And we have some resources to help you do that. Number one, by purchasing the group license, you will have an unlimited number of people to be able to watch it. And you can show it an unlimited amount of times. The licenses are either lifetime or they are for one whole year. So you can, for the first date of your first showing, for 365 days, you can show it as much as you want. There is no restrictions. You can fundraise using the film. There might be religious educators out there, youth ministers that want to fundraise for a mission trip. Well, host a showing, charge $10 a ticket. If you end up purchasing, it now before the, if you end up purchasing it before the end of the year, we've discounted it. So there's a special introductory price, is $750. So if you get that, gosh, I mean, it's what, 100 people at $10 a ticket, you've paid for the film. You've made yourself a little bit of money. So we believe that that is positioned in a way to help you raise money in your parishes or for your organizations. But in addition to that, we are working with William Hemsworth, who is a theologian in Arizona, a Catholic theologian, and he is also an apologist. And I asked him, would you be willing to write a companion guide so that this hour-long film can be paired with an hour-long discussion following the film? So you watch the film, and then he'll do the deep dive with some scripture and some, questions and quotes from saints and all that cool stuff. He'll throw it in there, and then have some questions and some prompts so that you have a ready-to-go companion guide to the film. You can sit down with small groups. You could even watch it in your own homes and then get together for coffee at Starbucks, and have that discussion, right there. And then finally, you'll have access to bonus footage. So we have, there's only so much we can put in a film, right? But we have about 4 hours worth of footage. So we were going to make the majority of that footage available to you, whether it's on the DVD physical media, like you see, bonus features, or we just make it available through Vimeo or something like that to you. You will have access to that. So that is just a little bit about how you can bring it to your audience. And that's our contact information. I am going to flip through these. Today is Giving Tuesday for anybody online or here that would like to help us continue our mission to create these films, to help people grow closer to Christ. We do that in so many different ways. You can donate to us online, our website, patchworkheart.org/Giving Tuesday. That is today. Of course, it's one of those things like Black Friday, Giving Tuesday. This is the 10th year of that, by the way. I just found that out today. I was like, wow, 10 years of Giving Tuesday. So that is that. I am going to leave this up. We encourage you to use the hashtag #ShroudFilm if you're on social media. That way you can, kind of have that connecting hashtag that connects the community together. But you can also become part of our community it's called Buy Me a Coffee. You'll get early access to the bonus footage. You'll get other members only benefits. And don't forget to follow, friend, and like us on all the social media. So I'm going to leave this up. I'm going to go flip over to the film. If you are watching online, know that there may be a slight hiccup or delay just in how the media is getting processed out over the internet. So we appreciate your patience. If it looks like it's freezing a little bit at times, it could just be the internet. So, and the delay between us and you. So we're going to just take 2 minutes here, flip over to the film and show it to you.